day, everyone! Welcome to another fun learning experience. I'm Teacher Mavic, your virtual mathematics teacher. How are you? I am sure that you're all excited to learn new things today. Be ready as we journey together for a fun and meaningful learning experience. All you have to do is listen, watch, and learn safely at the comfort of your home. Are you all ready? Let's get started! The objective for today's lesson is to describe and draw parallel, intersecting, and perpendicular lines using ruler and set squares. Allow me to share you my experience last Sunday. Early morning last Sunday, I was able to ride my bike to have an exercise. You know, riding bike is a good form of exercise to keep our body healthy. Just a friendly reminder, do not forget to wear face mask and observe the minimum health protocol when going out of your house. Then, while riding my bike, I happened to pass by in this place. Is this house looks familiar? Yes, you're right. This is the house of our national hero, Dr. Jose Rizal, in the city of Calamba. At the backyard of the house, there is a nipa hut where Dr. Jose Rizal and his siblings used to play. And look, I have noticed that this nipa hut had different kinds of lines. Look at this line. Do you have an idea what kind of line is this? This pair of lines is called parallel lines. How about these lines? Can you guess? Yes, this is called intersecting line. Take a look at this line. What are these? These are perpendicular lines. In this lesson, we will further learn more about the different kinds of lines. But before we proceed, let us have a quick review about a line. This is a point. A point has an exact location in space and represented by a dot. We can name points using letters such as point A, point B, point C, and point D. When points are joined together, it forms a line. A line is a set of all points between and beyond 2 points. It is infinite in length. It is a straight, one-dimensional figure that has no thickness. A line in geometry is represented by 2 arrowheads on both sides. This represents that line can extend endlessly. We can name the line using letters such as line AB or line BA, and we use this symbol to represent a line. Let us observe the movement of the cars. The line representing their movement don't appear to intersect at any point even if we keep going. The pair of lines that don't intersect is what we call parallel lines, and we use this symbol to say that line GH is parallel to line JK. Remember that parallel lines go in exactly the same direction. They always have the same distance between them and never meet at any point at all. These are the example of parallel lines. Now, let us go back to our image. Let us observe the movement of the 2 cars. It passed through point A and is moving toward point B, while the yellow car has passed through point C and is moving toward point B. If we represent the path of these 2 cars by line, we can see that they meet at some point. We call this line intersecting line. As you can see, intersecting line forms an angle. Intersecting lines cross or meet each other at a certain point, and here are the examples of intersecting lines. What about these 2 cars? Let us observe the movement of the cars, as shown in the screen. The 2 lines represent that they intersect, as you can see, and it forms a right angle. In this case, we call this line perpendicular line, and we use the symbol to say that line EF is perpendicular to line XY. Perpendicular lines are defined as two lines that meet or intersect each other at right angles or 90 degrees. Capital letter L is an example of a perpendicular line. Other examples of perpendicular line are these. Now this time, get ready with your pen and paper because I will teach you how to draw the different kinds of lines using ruler and set square. Ready? Number 1, let us try to draw line AB intersect line PQ. So step 1, use a ruler to create a first line, then name your first line as line AB. Then, step 2, create another line passing a point in the first line, then name the second line as line PQ. Perfect! We have now successfully drawn an intersecting line. So we can say that line AB intersect line PQ. Now, this time, let us try to draw line CD is perpendicular to line JK. So step 1, use a ruler to create a first line, then name your first line as line CD. Then, step 2, draw the second line as shown in the figure, aligning the bottom part of the set square or triangle to create square corner. Then name your second line as line JK. Great! We have now successfully drawn a perpendicular lines. So we can say that line CD is perpendicular to line JK. Then lastly, let us try to draw line LM is parallel to line NO. Step 1. Draw a broken line using ruler and place one set square as shown in the figure to create the line, then name your first line as line LM. Then step 2, move your set square sideward, aligning the bottom part of the set square to the broken line to create the second line. Then name your second line as line NO. That's great! We have now successfully drawn a parallel line. So, line LM is parallel to line NO. We are now done with our discussion. This time, let us see how much did you learn for today's lesson. Are you ready? Learning task number 1. Write whether the given pair of lines are parallel, intersecting, and perpendicular. Here are the correct answers. If your answers are all correct, then you are doing a great job. Learning task number 2. Identify the pair of lines in each object. Write if it's parallel, intersecting, or perpendicular. Now, let us check your work. Number 1. This line pair is what we called intersecting lines. How about number 2? What is the answer? Correct. It is a perpendicular lines because it formed a square corner. Number 3. Parallel lines. Number 4. Perpendicular lines. And the pair of lines for number 5 is what we called intersecting lines. Let us continue. Learning task 3. Identify the given pair of lines as either parallel, intersecting, or perpendicular lines. Now let us see how much the line for today's lesson. And line BT are blank lines. Try to observe the line PQ and line BT. If your answer is intersecting line, then you are correct. It is because if we extend line PQ and line BT, they will meet at some point. That is why it is called intersecting lines. Number 2, line GF and line CX are blank lines. If your answer is parallel lines, then you again are correct because they never meet at any point. Number 3, line AY and line GF are blank lines. AY and GF are what we call perpendicular lines. Number 4, line EL and line GF. These are also what we call perpendicular lines. And lastly, line PQ and line CX are blank lines. These are parallel lines. Learning task number 4. Write true on the blank if the statement is correct and false if the statement is incorrect. Number 1. Parallel lines never meet or intersect each other. Number 2, intersecting lines never cross or meet at any point at all. Number 3, perpendicular lines are special types of intersecting lines that intersect and form 4 square corners. Number 4, the 2 lines that cross each other at one point are called intersecting lines. And lastly, number 5, the distance between 2 parallel lines is always stay the same. Here again are the correct answer. If you again got the perfect score, then you are doing an excellent job. Learning task 5. Draw the following lines in the box and identify the lines formed. Number 1, line CD and line DE. Number 2, line CA and line RE. And lastly, number 3, line BE and line ST. Here are the correct answers. If your answers are all correct, then you are doing a great job. And that's all for today's lesson. I hope you learned a lot today. Thank you for watching.